Howdy folks! Warlord of Noodles, Betsy Lee here. A couple of proper announcements are in order. YouTube started to tell people about the channel's existence, so we got some newbies. I'm gonna do a quick fire round with some to get some folks up to speed on more commonly asked questions, but first, we made it to episode 35. Woo! I want to take this time to say thanks to the folks on Patreon who have been chucking money at me and have been keeping this going. We absolutely would not be on episode 35 without you. You do not have to help us out, and I'm so grateful that you decided to do so. Also, thanking you very much to people who share the show. I often do not have time or energy to put into proper sharing myself, and you made that a lot easier on me. Okie dokie, some commonly asked questions for the newbies, or common sentiments. How did No Evil happen? It started off as me trying to show off I could animate so people would hire me. Then nobody hired me, and then Patreon came around and people were interested in the stories, so I restructured it to be long form, because I'm better at long form. It's based on myth and history between North and South America. Alright, second question. What software do you use? For the animation and visual stuff, I use Adobe CS6 Suite. My colorists who help me out, I think, use 5 mostly. There's one or two that use Creative Cloud. Then my brother, Mr. Shoes, who does the sound, will use FL Studios, a little bit in Premiere, Audacity, and of course, Contact 5? I think, plus some stuff from the free sound folks. That's not software, that's just where you can get sound effects with varying levels of Creative Commons license. Thank you very much, people from Freesound, you are awesome, and you've made our jobs a lot easier. Okay, next question. I couldn't understand insert certain thing here. Okay, so initially we had a really terrible mic, so it was hard to understand what we said. Later on we added ASL and PISL, American Sign Language, Plains Indian Sign Language. All of these things can be alleviated with the closed captioning, so go ahead and turn that on. Okay, next question. Can I write fanfic, do fan art? Yes, you may. I do not mind. Just label things properly and all that jazz, and just like fangirl, fanboy responsibly. Is swinger still a thing? No, it is not. It is on perma-hiatus. I didn't really have the time to do 2 shows at once. Anyway, if you enjoy that sort of irreverent humor, I'm gonna take this opportunity to plug Woolly World, who does Natural Born Suckers and other doofy shorts that are kinda in that humor vein. Next question. What is going on in your show? I am confused. Okay, right. First of all, I'm kinda designed this so that No Evil, so that it would have a lot of rewatch value, which means making it have a bit of a difficulty curve, so you might have to watch it twice, maybe, while you're waiting for me to finish animating another episode, because animation takes a really long time. But if you don't want to do all that faffing, you can frequently go down into the comments where people are doing discussions, or I'm gonna go ahead and plug another buddy, Crown Prince, who did a summary that neatly puts certain structural things in order. Also, the comic book Judgment No Evil, its first 20 pages are free on Google Books, which gives a lot of structural stuff without you having to buy the comic itself. You don't need to buy the comic for it to make sense, because everything will eventually be in the show anyway, but if you want a little bit of a head start, there's that. Okay, when's the next episode? Okay, so I touched on this in the last question. These take a while to get done, like months. Welcome, newbies. You came at about a time where I'm at the end of scripts, which means I have to write a bunch of new scripts, which is even longer than normal. Sorry about that. Oh, the YouTube algorithm is a cruel mistress. It's been speeding up slowly but surely because I've been able to ask for help from folks with coloring. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and shout out Kai Shumanella. Foberia Elizabeth Lingo, and DS, who have helped me with the art before. Phoberia being helping with backgrounds, everybody else with color. Incidentally, the next thing you will probably receive from this channel will either be a stream or a riddles video, whichever pans out first. And the final announcement is merch related, which is questions that were inquired about prior to the newbies showing up, and so that's why this is at the end. Okay, merch. So the Etsy's been filled up. There's of course the Bandcamp and the TeePublic. They're all good to go. And since it's Christmas, I'm going to be taking plushie requests. Again, if there is a plushie that is not in the Etsy store and you want one, you should probably make a request at my Etsy or on my Twitter. I take reservations there too. Also, I have a new item in the form of statues. Like faux glass looking statues of Corn, Kitty, and Hooey. I'm working on more of them, but those are the ones that I have done right now. So if you're interested in that, they will be on my Etsy. And again, if there's one that isn't there, you should make reservations because those take a little bit of time for me to get done too, and I want to know which ones I should be making. So that's about it for announcements for right now. I'll see you guys probably in a stream. Bye-bye.